Millennial Monologues.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything relating to the millennial lifestyle. We are your hostesses with the mostesses. My name's Alyssa.
And my name is Lexi. Thank you guys for watching. Today we are going to be talking about
bad dates.
Also, our worst date stories, date experiences, and
how to get out of bad dates.
Oh, yeah, ghosting people.
Her favorite thing to do.
No, I really don't. I don't. But, and not only that, but you guys can call in. We have a number for you to call in.
Yay.
It's 972-884-0816.
Sweet.
So if you guys have any stories to tell, just tell them.
What? Let's do the number one more time so they have it.
Oh,
do the okay. The
I was
number.
like, what is Ricky trying to tell me? Yeah, Ricky's here today. It's 972-884-0816. Please call in. We really want to hear your stories. We know you guys have a lot of stories. I know I do, unless I'm just a weirdo. But it's going to be a good time.
Screwed over a lot. I actually only have one bad date story. One.
Okay.
That's
well,
it.
Before we get into this, there's kind of this current event going on that I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit.
Okay.
And it's IHOB. Did you? Ricky has no idea what we're talking about.
Okay, if let's say you have a date.
What is IHOB? I've never heard of this IHOB, and by the way, this is me, so they can finally see.
Yay!
Because they've never been able to see me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, IHOB, Ricky, is something that
You've been there before.
You've been there before. I'm trying to build it up. So let's say you have a date this Friday from some guy that you met on Tinder. What if they said to you, I'm going to take you to IHOB? What would you say?
I would instantly say, no, sorry, don't want to go. And it's not because of the place. It's because it's called IHOP. It's IHOP.
So IHOP.
International House Pancakes.
They changed the name.
They changed their
officially.
name to IHOB because they have a new line of burgers that they're starting. Here's the thing.
They want to be known as a burger place now.
Okay, but it's temporary.
What?
And
I didn't
it's
know
only
that.
temporary.
Oh.
So everyone is flipping out because everyone
They
thinks,
made it temporary because they got such bad feedback.
No. It was temporary from the very beginning. Their press release says it's temporary, but everyone just blew it out of proportion. So
everyone hates it.
It is terrible. I don't know if they're actually going to change the neons.
Yeah.
At every single IHOP location. There's no way. There's hundreds of them.
There's no way if it's temporary.
There's no way they're going to change the sign. You know how much money that would cost? But just temporarily changing their name to IHOB because of their new burgers. There's 7 new burgers. That's what it's about. So
there's viral tweets this guy
Wendy's
tweeted to
came for
Wendy's. So Wendy's, you gonna let IHOB sell burgers in your block? Thought you were the OG. And Wendy's replied, not really afraid of the burgers from a place that decided pancakes were too hard.
Ooh, schooled. Okay, here's the thing about Wendy's though. Wendy's social media people are geniuses.
They're
I don't know if
funny.
you've noticed, they must have a whole team for that because they're so clever. They're so funny.
I feel like it's just one girl that sits at a desk.
No,
and
there's
she's
no
hilarious.
way. There's a team and it's boys and girls.
And then Netflix tweeted, BRB changing our name to Netflib.
Netflib.
Everyone's making
So
fun
whenever
of
you
IHOP.
go to IHOB, do you order pancakes can I please have the blocklet bland cakes?
IHOB.
Please.
Right.
Because I'm still here for pancakes.
Yeah, I don't think I would take
not burgers.
anyone on a date.
Question about
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Why?
Question about going to IHOP though. Don't you only go there after you're drunk at the end of the night? I don't ever go there any other time.
No. I've only gone to IHOP at 2 a.m.
Let's go to IHOP at 11 for lunch and get some burgers. Said no one ever. I don't think anybody eats their burgers, do they? Because they had burgers before this started.
They do have good mozzarella sticks.
They do.
I'll give it to them.
They do. They have great mods. But and hashies. I go for the hash browns because I don't need
hashies.
Yeah, I call them hashies.
Why?
Yeah, they're my hashies. I love hash browns. When I go there, I sit down and I say, "Can I have 4 sides of hash browns?" And that's
their hash browns
all I
are good,
want.
but sometimes they're not cooked well enough so that they're kind of
and they're
mushy,
not crispy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm all
that's
about
if
the crispy.
that's if you have the bad cook at 3 a.m. Because sometimes they're
they should schedule
they're
good
tired.
cooks at 3 a.m. because I'm sure they get lots of business.
Okay, we're getting off track. So bad date ideas.
Bad dates.
Okay,
so let's start with some stories first.
Okay.
So that we can talk about why they're bad. Okay. So
Okay.
you go ahead and go first because you have more than I do.
I do. I've written down in my notes a collection of some bad dates. This is
boy.
going to be a
Here we go.
surprise to my boyfriend, my friends, definitely my family, just because I don't I don't tell like these stories very often, and I think that it's a gold mine ready to be shared to the world.
I'm a little scared. I don't know why. I just am a little scared. Go ahead.
All right, I'll start it with a mild one. I went on a date with this guy, and we went to a Chinese restaurant. I just realized a lot of my bad dates are Chinese restaurants.
Okay, well, you must just not have good luck there.
Oh.
Did you ever read your fortune while you were there? Did it say you're on a bad date? Get out?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm like, what? Okay, keep going.
Get out.
So Chinese restaurants always. Okay.
And I was probably like 16 or 17 at the time, so I didn't know how to use chopsticks right. I'm using that as an excuse, but come on, like everyone should know. I don't know why I still
stupid. Can't use them.
Okay, I feel good now. I feel good about this.
I can't use
Ricky's
them. No, Ryan makes fun of me about it though. But they always provide you with a fork, so it's like if there's an option between a fork and chopsticks, what am I going to use?
Well, nowadays I immediately go for the chopsticks because I know how to use them now, like a real Asian from China. But right now, I mean, when I was 17 at the time, I didn't know. So we were at this place and I kept trying to eat it, and he was making fun of me for it, like laughing at me. But it wasn't in like a cute way, like flirting with me,
cutie,
like
here, let me help you.
No, he was like, oh, you're such a fucking dumbass, like, oh my god, like, oh. And he was making me feel bad, and it wasn't cute, it wasn't funny, like it was honestly embarrassing. Like I was trying, and he was eating with a fork, making fun of me. And then after that,
yikes,
he had the audacity to ask me to go for dessert, to go somewhere else, like for dessert, and I was like, okay. And he took me to McDonald's for dessert, for ice cream. What is the place that we all know where the ice cream machine doesn't work?
The ice cream machine is always broken at McDonald's. Why even risk it? Go somewhere else. There's so many dessert places too. Like, honestly, I love McDonald's. Don't get me wrong.
I don't.
But it's so good.
Their fries are good. They're good.
Everything on that menu is good. I don't care what you say.
Nasty.
I love McDonald's. Everyone always makes fun of me for that. But either way, you're not going to go to McDonald's just for dessert.
We are never going to get a sponsorship from McDonald's now. We just lost that.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. Just the ice cream machine's always broken.
Yeah. So who says like let's go for ice cream? Let's go to McDonald's.
Not me.
So we
Baskin Robbins, Marble Slab.
Yeah, we could have gone to Dairy Queen. We
Dairy Queen.
Anywhere.
There's so many. Okay, wow. Okay, so what else?
Cold Stone Creamery.
That was just not like a good time. Yeah, Cold Stone. Well, it probably wasn't open, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Froyo places.
In his defense, it was a little later. It was probably like 9 or 10, and like places were closing. And McDonald's
Didn't Dairy Queen open like 24 hours or something? Some of them are, I feel like. Maybe not.
I don't know. Yeah, so that was pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
I had a guy take me to Applebee's one time. I don't know why I'm even mentioning Applebee's. Like, I'm shading him for that. Like,
I love Applebee's.
Applebee's is a solid place.
No one else likes it. Every time I want to go to Applebee's, no one else wants to go with me. Thank you, Ricky. I love Applebee's.
Love Applebee's.
Applebee's is fine.
They always have great drink deals.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take a first date there, but yeah, so he took me to Applebee's, and he talked about his ex the whole time. And that was just...
Oh, God.
That was just a little awkward. Like, I get it.
Why? Why do people do that?
And what's weird is, like, come on, like, there's a point where you need to realize when to stop. Like, it might be, is it a deal breaker just even mention your ex, or is it okay to just bring it up, like,
on
once?
the first date, you don't talk about your ex unless somebody or, like, the other person says to you, so, tell me about, like, your dating life. What's your longest relationship?
Or did you just get out
whatever,
of a relationship?
Whatever. Yeah, like, that is when it's okay to talk about an ex. But you don't just be like, yeah, I used to take my ex here all the time.
Well, if you say that, the other date should just get up and leave.
What was the context that he said, like, about his ex? Like, did he just say, like, oh, so my ex's name is Sarah? Like, how was the context of the conversation?
Pretty much like that. Like,
are you serious?
He just, like, started talking about her, and I was like, that's fine. Like, if you... To me, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You can mention her and be like, yeah, like, my ex, blah, 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 we did this and this and this. Like, I just got out of this relationship. But anyway, I'm on a new day with you. Tonight's going to be great, blah, blah, blah. And then you never talk about her again. Maybe.
That's still too much.
Really?
I think to me, the only thing you could say again is if someone asks you a question about your dating experience and then you just say, oh, I've had a couple relationships in the last, year. Yeah. Period. You know what I mean? Like, not like. That's so funny. Why?
I feel like sometimes guys don't know there's such thing as TMI and they just keep talking. Yeah, am I right?
Yeah.
Girls too, though.
They'll start talking about like past sexual experiences.
It depends how comfortable they feel with you. You know, I mean, if they're talking about that kind of stuff, they're obviously really comfortable around you on the first date, which would be a good sign if they were talking about anything else besides their ex.
Right. Well,
be comfortable with me.
I get that
That's
a lot.
fine.
Like when I meet new people, I like to make them feel like we're best friends. Like I'm very comfortable. I don't like any awkward silences. I like things to be totally normal. And so if there's a first date, I'll treat you like we've been friends or we've been kind of like dating, so things are comfortable.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like it's just too comfortable, and then I'm like, whoa, slow your horses. What are you doing? Like, they'll just be talking about their ex for 10 minutes. Or that's how this guy was. And he just kept going on and on and on.
That is so bad.
It's such a
Why
bad
do people
character.
not know these things?
I don't know. I just feel like that's like a red flag. Like if someone keeps talking about it.
Okay, I have one. I this is the only bad date I've ever had, so I'm just blessed, I guess. But
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. So anyway, okay, I thought that was
Why
funny.
you always lying?
So, anyways, my one bad date, I was a freshman in high school, okay? So I'm like 14, 15, who knows? So
Who knows?
this junior guy like asked me out, okay? And I'm like, oh, wow, he's a junior, you know, so cool. And I'm thinking, like, this guy has a car, like, whatever. He wasn't very cute, I won't even lie. He had actually dated a friend of mine, too, like, a while back. And so I was like, oh, like, whatever. So I had to, like, reach out to the friend, like, see if it was cool, you know, whatever. She honestly wasn't, like, too thrilled about it, but I still went anyways. Whoops. So I'm, like, at my house, you know, and he's, like, texting me, like, okay, like, I'm gonna be there in a couple minutes or whatever. We're going to go have dinner and a movie. I'm like, okay, sweet. I'm like so excited because it's like older, it's cool, whatever. So he pulls up and texts me, I'm here.
Oh, fail right there.
Okay. I was like,
Here.
all right.
You know what's worse than that is
oh yeah, the horn. Yeah, no. He texted me, here, smiley face, something like that. Like, okay. So I was already like kind of annoyed about that. Then I go outside and there's like a gray like a minivan out front. And I'm like, okay, like no one's first car is like amazing. It's fine. So I go around and I try to open up the passenger seat and the window rolls down and it's him in the passenger seat.
what?
So I'm like,
You're joking.
oh, hi. And he's like, hey, like, and it opens the door. And then he opens up the back seat.
You mean
me.
he slides the door open?
Right, slides the door open, right. And like we both get in the back seat and I'm like, what's going on? His mom was driving us to the date. I was like, oh no.
Oh, no.
Okay. So
your
now
response.
not only am I being driven around by some guy's mom, but I'm meeting the mom on the first date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, oh, like, hi, I'm Alyssa. Oh God, it was so bad. So she's like, oh sweetie, like whatever, and I'm just like, oh my God, like please. So we go to dinner, okay, and then the mom comes back to pick us up to take us to the movies, comes back to get us after the movie,
This
and
is
the
like
movie
middle
was
school.
awkward. Yeah.
Because you guys are like 17 at this point or something.
He was 17 and I was like 15. And so I'm like, oh my God, like what the heck? And it was already enough to try to convince my dad to even let me go on the date in the first place. You know what I mean? So then his mom is like,
tagging on. You
it
should
was
have brought your dad
so
to hang
bad.
out.
I really should have. Would have been more comfortable, believe it or not, because it was that bad. So and he's like texting his mom the whole time about like how it's going, and
Oh no, that makes it even worse.
it was so bad. It was so bad. So he's literally texting her like,
What?
it's going great. The movie should be out in 10 minutes, or so. And I was just sitting there and he was like trying to like put his arm around me in the movie and stuff. And I was just kind of like,
That's literally my parents'
trying to avoid
dream.
it.
That's my parents' dream.
it was so
for
bad.
me
I was
in
like,
high school.
please, like, don't touch me. And he's like trying to like, like kiss me and stuff.
What?
In the movie.
He was
And I
trying to
like,
kiss you, and his mom was.
No, his mom didn't sit in the movie with us. She had picked us up.
Yeah, but he's
dropped
like
us off.
texting his mom at the same
Yeah,
minute.
and he's like trying to like kiss me and stuff, and I'm just like, movie, it was so bad. I don't even remember what movie it was because I was just so paranoid and upset the entire night, and I was like, I'm literally like, I would rather be anywhere else. Pick a place.
Wow.
In hell. That even would have been better. It was so bad. It was so bad. So the mom picks us up and she's like, how was everything? And I was just like really quiet because I'm just not a liar. And I'm just like sitting there like, She goes, are you guys gonna like go out again? I was just like, oh.
You guys need anything?
Turn
Some
left,
snacks,
please. Like, my house is coming up. Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad. So I never even talked to him again. I ghosted him so hard. And he would like I'd be at school on my locker and stuff, and he would like just like walk up to me, and I would like see him and, you know, like hurry off to class. It was so
You know
bad.
what's embarrassing though, even more for him, is that his mom will probably keep asking about you to him at
That's
home.
his own fault because you don't bring your mom on a first date. Like, you're 17. And I even asked him, I was like, so like, do you not have a license yet? Like, and it's fine. You know, like if you're not going to get your license until
I thought
whatever
you said
age.
he had a car.
Huh?
You said he was older. He had a car.
I assumed he had his own car because he was older. So that was my mistake. But he also didn't mention that his mom would be driving us anywhere. He said, I'll pick you up
That
at
was
this time.
also his bad. He should have.
That's misleading.
He should have told you, hey, by the way, my mom's picking us up.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want you to be weirded out.
Oh, I was weirded out. I was weirded out. I would have been less weirded out if he had told me ahead of time that his mom was going to be there, I think.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
so.
I don't know. There's no way to tell.
Yeah.
It was so bad, Lexi. I can't even explain to you how bad it was.
Oh my God.
And he would like still try to like, you know, he like somehow figured out my school schedule and like would follow me to all my like classes and stuff. And I would just kind of be like,
That's borderline stalking.
Yeah, he was really upset that I didn't want to go out with him again. It was so bad.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's how it feels. Yeah, I'm getting, you know, is he behind me now? Like, I don't know. It was so bad.
Oh my God.
So that was my bad date.
I have one of a kind of a creepy guy that trumps your creepy guy. He
Does
was
it?
a lot creepier.
Does it?
He was very, very creepy.
Pause. I just want to say for the record, I didn't stop dating him just because his mom was there. That was just a huge turnoff. I also just didn't really like him.
Yeah. Understandable.
Okay.
The ghosting part, maybe not so much understandable. I think that's a little harsh.
Well, okay, I didn't exactly ghost him. I didn't date him again. Like, and he assumed that we were like in a relationship.
But did
and
you
I was
ever
like, no.
have the conversation of like, hey, listen, this isn't going to happen between
Well,
us?
eventually, because then he asked me out again, and I was like, oh no, like, you know, I'm gonna be sick that day or something.
Yeah.
And he just like kept asking, and I was like, listen, like, I'm probably not gonna go out with you again. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Now
oh.
he knows it's because of his mom. He knows. If he's watching, he knows.
Well, he should
He's
know.
probably not watching. Is he watching?
Probably not.
Do you still know him, like, in any
I'm
way
pretty sure
on Facebook or anything?
we might be friends on Facebook. I don't know. I have like so many people on Facebook on my friends list. I
After
don't
this
know,
is
to be
over,
honest.
you better name him to me because I want to know the name.
I'll show you.
I want to look him up.
We all want to know.
It's so bad. No, that's so messed
In fact,
up.
here's a picture of him. I'm just kidding.
Oh God, no.
And to tell you, we found his Facebook page. Here it is.
I'm not going to tell you.
Called out. Man, if we really called people out like that, we'd be savages. If you guys have a story worse than that one, you can call in at 972-884-0816.
This is pretty bad.
Okay, so here's my creepy guy. Forewarning, girls that bartend or serve or work anywhere, there will always be creepy guys. If they ever give you their number and want to go on a date with you, don't go on a date with them ever.
That's not true. Sometimes it's fine. I know lots of couples that started that way.
From my personal experience, don't go on a date with them ever. So,
It's risky business.
It's risky, and I would feel the only way I think you should is if they're a regular and you've seen them a lot and they tip you really well.
No, that is when you shouldn't.
Right. That's when you absolutely should not.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
well,
means
then I
they're
don't know.
stalking you.
Having
and
somebody
they know
who worked
you.
in a bar and restaurant for many years, that guy is the wrong guy.
Well,
Yeah.
I never went out with anybody like that, but I worked in retail and I was working for a clothing store for women. And this guy would always come in with either his girlfriend or his sister. To me, it appeared to be his girlfriend, just by the way that they were hanging out. They were holding hands sometimes. They were kind of all over each other. And they seemed like they were very coupley. So he would come in every time that I was working my shifts. You good?
Of course. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he would come in and he would make small talk with us and stuff like that. But obviously he was a dude. We only sold women's clothes. So I thought maybe he was being like a good boyfriend. But he would come in by himself sometimes. But the thing is he would never buy anything. Like he would do that creepy thing where he would hide behind like the racks and just kind of stare. And we were a small store. Like we knew everyone that was in that store. We knew he was in there. And it's like, what are you doing in here anyway? But he would be looking at us kind of weird, right? And so one day he like had the courage.
I don't like this.
One day he came up and he was like talking to us more. He was like getting to know us. And all the girls, like we kind of became friends with him just because he was here so often. We just started talking to him more and getting to know him. And he seemed like a nice guy. And if someone ever seems like a nice guy and they have to tell you they're a nice guy, they're probably not a nice guy. Am I right?
Right.
Right. So, and that's kind of how this guy was. Like, he came off like you had those kind of bad vibes from him, but you weren't sure why. So
you went out with him anyway? Whose fault is that?
Story's so good.
So one day I'm working. And
I'm just confused.
Okay, my to preface this is I was young. He was attractive. So even if you are creepy and you're attractive, you still have that over you. Like you're still like, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. So anyway, I'm with this girl. He comes in and he asks for my number.
Sorry.
And I'm like, okay, I'll give it to you, whatever. So I give him my number. He comes in another day and we never even texted or anything. Like he just never did anything with it. He comes in another day and he asked me on a date. But he came in with his girlfriend / sister / female companion this time when he asked me out on a date. And so,
well, then you knew it wasn't his girlfriend.
Right. But to me, I thought it was because she wasn't like, she was looking for clothes and he like snuck away and went up to me and was like, hey, when do you get off work? And I was like, oh, like I get off at like 6. And he was like, okay, do you want to go out like for dinner tonight? Like when you're off? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, cause you know, like me,
you said yes,
like,
even though he's with his girlfriend.
How
old were you one more time?
I was honestly like 16, 17.
Okay.
So that's my only excuse for any of this, okay? But I think I'm pretty sure I remember correctly. I was like, isn't that your girlfriend over there? And he was like, no, it's not like that. She's just like my cousin's friend or something that I'm always hanging out with and holding hands and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
My
cousin's friend.
Stupid. So I go.
Sure.
So when I get off work, this is like such a bad thing to do, but I park like because he parked like next to my car, and I got in his car like to go on a date with him. Like I don't know why I did that because he was a stranger, you know. Like I should have driven.
Stranger danger, Lexi. Stranger danger.
I know. I should have.
Yikes.
I should have driven separately, like in my own car. But he was like very persistent that I drive with him to this place.
I bet he was. Know what I'm saying?
I have no idea why I'm still alive right now. So I get in the car.
Me either.
But the thing is like it's just very awkward. Like he's just like not really talking to me. Like things are awkward, and I'm also like, where's your girlfriend / cousin's friend? So we're driving. We're driving, we get there, and it's at a Chinese place again, okay? Like, what is it with me and Chinese food?
Bad luck.
So we get there, and this guy is just, like, slumped. Like, he's just, like, slumped in his chair, like, I'm having a really bad day. And I'm like, okay, so I'll get the
My girlfriend broke up with me when I took her on a date.
So I'm officially single.
Right.
Yeah, so he's just the kind of person where they're so negative about everything. Like something bad could happen and instantly their whole day is gone. They're just like, my life is over. I have a horrible day, horrible life. Nothing goes right in my world. I'm just going to complain about it for 30 minutes.
The food gets dropped off. This isn't what I ordered.
Yes, that was him. Like it was a character from a movie. Like we sit down and like Family Guy's on in the TV in the corner and he's like, I hate Family Guy. And I'm like, oh, okay. How? Then our food gets here. Our food's cold. And I'm like, is there anything you do like? Like, I think I even asked him that. I was like, is there anything that like makes you happy in this world? And he's just like,
he's like, you make me happy.
Well, there's you. And if you leave, bad things will happen.
Yes, that's kind of how he was though. Like he gave off
God,
that vibe.
ew.
And I started kind of getting creeped out. And so I was just like, the whole time it was like a silent dinner of us just kind of eating and him kind of complaining every now and then.
Ew.
So I was over it. I was so done.
Naturally.
He was complaining the whole time. I was ready to go. We get in the car. And while he's talking, he's like, so, like, we can go out again sometime, blah, blah, blah. And I'm at the point where you're in that, like, horror movie and the serial killer is like, oh, my God, like, if you marry me, I won't kill you. And you're like, I'll marry you. Let's go. Because you don't want to be killed. That's how it was. Like, I was like, yeah, I'll go out with you again. Like, sure, we had a great time. Like, you can call me. But in my head, I'm like, there's no way I'm ever talking to this guy again.
That is wrong.
Well, but I was in the car with him. I didn't want to say anything that would set him off and him just drive me off on a 121.
You know what? You're right.
So he drops me off at my car, and I go home or whatever, and I'm like, that is the end of it. I never want to see that guy again. So I ghost him. I just don't reply to any of his messages. He's like messaging me all night, like, hey, I thought we had a great date. Like, what's going on? Blah, blah. Like, where are you? And he's like, well, I'm coming to your work tomorrow.
No, please.
And so I just didn't answer. Lo and behold, he comes to my work the next day, and he comes in, and I hide in the back. Like, I distinctly remember being in the bathroom just hiding, and the girls are just lying to him like, oh, she doesn't work today. And he's like, I know she's here. I know she's in the back. She's here. Like, he's being that creepy. Like, he's like, I know she's here. They're like, no, she's really, like, she's not here today. She's not working. He's like, well, when does she work? She's got to work some other day besides, like, he's like, she's got to be here sometime this week.
3 months.
And they're like, we can't even give you that information anyway. So he leaves, and he's like furious. Like, I'm pretty sure they asked security to like court him out. So I come back, and I'm terrified for my life. And it's my lunch break at like a certain time. And I know he's like that crazy to where he's going to be like waiting for me. So I asked a security guard to escort me to the food court so I could get food. And we're walking out. He's not there. I'm eating my food. And as we're coming back, he's pacing in front of my store, like as if he's like so angry, like he could like pull out a gun. Like, he's pacing in front of my store. And I was so glad I had the security guard. And I was like, we need to go. And so the security guard turned me around, and we just start walking the other way. And I'm freaking out. And like, it's okay. Like, calm down. It's fine. Like, we'll get someone to get him and take him out. And so he ended up like leaving. I came back into my shift, and I was like, did he ever go in? And they're like, yeah, he came in, and he was really mad. They're like, he said that he saw you with the security guard, and he was like about to do something. Like, he was furious.
What?
And I was like, I don't know what I did to this guy. Like, I went on one date, and they were like, we've all thought he was kind of creepy. And I was like, oh my God, what have I done? I get a text from him that night. Like, he's still blowing up my phone. And that night he was like, you know what? Like, I would have raped you anyway. Like, in those exact words, he said rape. He's like, I would have raped you anyway. Like, I'm like, you better be glad that you didn't go on a second date with me because guys like me, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not a good guy. And he just starts going off on me. Like, one of those guys where you turn them down and they're like, well, you're ugly anyway. But he was like, he took it to the next level and was like, you're glad that you're alive right now. And I blocked him.
You should have called the police.
Well, we told mall security, but I should have called the police, yeah.
What, Paul Blart? What is he going to do?
At the time, when you're 17, like, you don't think the police, I don't know. I didn't think about, I don't know. But we told security, and they had his picture, and so he went, like, the whole mall, like, knew about him, and they knew, like, even if they saw his face, like, to escort him out of the mall.
Oh, my God.
Like, he was that much of a creep. Yeah. I was terrified every time. I think for a month straight, I was escorted out. Anytime I worked a night shift, they had security, like two guys.
You should have just quit, like worked somewhere else. You know what I mean? There's no way I would even.
But I had two guys walk me out to my car every night for a couple months.
Oh,
because I was terrified of this guy. Yeah. So now I don't eat Chinese food.
Right. Wow.
I'm just kidding. I love Chinese food.
Now that is a bad date.
That is a bad date. Yeah. And I have more.
Wow.
What? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, like that. Guys are just crazy.
Even funny. That's like really messed up. Like, you should have contacted the police. You should have quit your job. You should have
Well, I mean, it was just a threat at that point, and
he left a paper trail. Like, texted you that.
I immediately blocked him on everything because I wasn't thinking. Like, I just blocked him, deleted all the messages, made it to where everything was just gone instantly. So there really was kind of nothing to do about it. But I've never heard from him since. Never seen him, and I'm pretty sure he after he sent those horrible messages, he did send one, and he was like, I didn't mean any of that. I'm just saying that because I'm really upset. Or he kind of backtracked.
Doesn't matter.
I don't believe it, but he did like try to backtrack and say something like that. But oh my God, that was crazy and insane.
Wow.
But there's that one story of that girl that from Facebook that I told you about, that she almost died from a Tinder date.
Oh yeah, this is a good story.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
tell
I have
that
a story.
one. Okay, Tinder though, there's always a risk factor,
right?
You know what I mean? And like now, our age range, like everyone's always trying to meet people online. Like all the apps, there's like Bumble, Tinder, like what else? I mean, there's a bunch of them. So there's always that risk factor though, because you don't know everything about somebody from a picture, obviously. You know what I mean?
There will always be a risk factor for sure. So I don't know if you guys. Well, I'm not even gonna ruin the story. I'll just start it from the beginning.
Yeah, just.
So this girl, she met this guy off Tinder, met him online. She had never met him in person. And her dumbass wanted to meet at her house. Or maybe he wanted to meet at her house.
Dumb.
Either way, so dumb. Why would you meet at someone's house? Anyway, so.
On a first date.
On a first date.
That is
on
insane.
A blind date in your house. So she has this like apartment where it's one of those 2-story apartments. It's
I know
like
what she was trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First date at my house, huh? Had been a while.
Maybe she swings that way or runs that way, whatever. So
right.
First story. Then there's like a staircase, and then her bedroom's up here. So it's like a townhome type deal. So he comes over, and you know they get frisky, whatever, upstairs, and it's like 3 a.m, and she is so tired, and she's just like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm about to pass out. I'm so tired. She's like, just let yourself out.
She said, thank you and goodbye.
Pretty much. Yeah. She was like, just let yourself out. Which I think is weird to let, like, to I don't know. Like, even with my friends, I don't let my friends let themselves out. Like, I usually walk someone to the door, but she was too trusting of this guy. She was just like.
Well, maybe, like, he had, like, tucked her in or something and, like, was trying to, like, be cute. Like, here you go. Go to sleep.
No, that's how it was.
Precious angel. Like, you know what I mean? He may have been,
the girl that wrote this was saying that, like, they, like, had a good time, but she was, like, really, really, really tired.
Yeah.
And, like, couldn't stay awake and was just like, you can just
go right ahead.
Just go downstairs, just leave when you want. So
weird.
She wakes up, like, a few hours later to noises and, like, all this, like, ruckus going on downstairs. I'm ruckus, like I'm a hillbilly. So it's like pots and pans banging or just like things going on. And so she thinks she's being robbed. So she gets up and she's like in this like haze kind of like she like took a drug or something. She calls the police and she like goes and hides in a closet or hides or something. She's on the phone and she's like, hey, someone's robbing my house. Can you get here? And like, yeah, but she has no idea. She doesn't think it's this guy. She has no idea that it could be this guy. She thinks he let himself out. She just thinks she's being robbed. She calls the police. The police get there in time. She hears like them arresting someone and going out. Then the cops come upstairs and like, hey, you're good, you're safe. You can like everything's fine, but you don't want to go downstairs. And she's like, why? And like you just don't want to see. And she's like, well, let me see. So she goes downstairs and her whole bottom stairs is covered in plastic wrap, ceilings, like walls,
like
floors.
Dexter.
Full on Dexter, and there's her kitchen knives are all laid out, and there's like handcuffs and like everything, like for her preparing to torture her. And she even heard him like open and shut the door when he left, but he opened the door, went out to his car, and just came back in and started plastic wrapping the whole place. Yeah, this really happened like a few months ago. Yeah, like Ricky's freaking out, like his face is like,
holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like full on Dexter. And so they didn't want her to see because she'd be like traumatized by it. But yeah, she saw it and she was like, what the? But the guy
oh my God.
Yeah, like full on Dexter dude tried to like kill her or something. But and the thing, when she woke up to like the sounds, apparently she was not supposed to wake up. He had drugged her. That's why she was kind of like in this haze and why she got so tired so fast. He had drugged her and she wasn't supposed to wake up at all. Like with what she was on, it was pretty much a miracle that she even woke up to those sounds because she was supposed to be knocked out and she woke up to the sounds of all that.
Oh my God.
Probably the worst date story, I think.
That's definitely the worst one.
Yeah, that one's...
Ricky, do you have any bad date stories?
Yeah.
Surely you do.
Several. My funniest one. So this was a funny conversation at the beginning of the show. Anyone who obviously we weren't broadcasting, the girls didn't know I was 40. So I literally said, I go, yeah, I went to this date in 1999. And both of them were like, what?
1999.
So I was working at a bar as a bar back and learning how to bartend. And this girl had come in like several nights in a row. She was all right. She wasn't anything, whatever. I was playing hockey every night, so I weighed like 135 pounds. I was in great shape, just whatever. So I was like, this is awesome. And her and I are kind of talking. She's like, do you want to go out Friday night? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And she's
so
like,
she asked you out.
Yeah, she asked me out.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. I'm
Ricky.
like, all right. And I'm like, so what do you want to do? And she's like, well, let's go see Enemy of the State. And I'm like, all right, cool. So at the time, the internet wasn't really what it is now,
right?
Like at all.
Yeah.
And 1999 was when The Phantom Menace came out for Star Wars. And I'm like, grew up in the 70s, 80s, huge Star Wars kid. And I knew that The Phantom Menace was on one of 3 movies playing that weekend. Like if you went to the theater, it was only on one of three movies. Mm-hmm. And Enemy of the State could be one of them. So I was like, yeah, we'll go. That'll be perfect. Because you couldn't watch it online. It wasn't, it really hadn't happened yet. So we go to the movie and we sit down, and the third trailer in is The Phantom Menace. And I literally turned and looked at her and I'm like, yeah, we can go now. Like I didn't even want to stay for the movie because when we had dinner, she was so boring. She had no conversation skills. And her car, her pickup truck, she picked me up and I had her pick me up at the restaurant. I was not stupid enough to go.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know where she lived. I didn't want her to know where I lived.
Yeah.
And her pickup truck literally smelled like feet. Like feet. Not like socks, not like shoes.
Like dirty,
like
dirty.
Straight up feet. And I'm like, I want nothing to do with this. Like, I want nothing to do with this.
It was like pulling teeth to even have a conversation with her.
Oh, yeah. And then the funniest part was the next day when my buddy comes, I think he came up to the restaurant. I don't think he called me because I hadn't seen him in years because it was just a couple years after high school. And he's like, hey, I heard you went on a date with one of my exes. And I'm like,
what?
With my ex?
And I was like, well, I've only been on one date, and it was a couple nights earlier or whatever. And he goes, yeah, that's my ex. And I was like, oh,
super awkward. Whoops.
Like, how was that for you? Like, how? Like, and he goes, oh yeah, she's awful. He's like, she's so boring, and she's this and this. And I'm just like, how did you ever date that? Like, how did?
Yeah, how long did that relationship last?
I didn't ask. I don't remember, but it was just so weird. But yeah, like as soon as the trailer ended, and mind you, when the trailer started playing, I sat up in my seat and was like, like a little child seeing this trailer because that's all I wanted to see. I didn't even care about the movie. And
so you really just went for the trailer?
I only went for the trailer.
So you literally watched the previews and then told her, okay.
Well, we stayed for the movie, but I literally was like, hey, I'm good whenever you are. Like I said that. I was like, I'm good whenever you are.
Yikes, yeah. Ricky!
That's still not as bad as the one I told you about last week.
Tell us.
Where, and this is very quick, where I was sitting down at the restaurant and the girl says to me, my dog sleeps next to me with me and I hold him and cuddle him. And if you have a problem with that, we're not going to work out. And I literally pulled $10 out of my pocket, threw it on the table, and I said, you have a nice night. And I just left. Because it was
Ricky's picky.
It was too weird.
I sleep with my dog, Ricky. It's not weird.
Do you spoon your dog and your dog has priority over a man?
No.
I don't know about priority, but I do spoon her.
That's what she was telling me.
It sounded like she was like, my dog is the number one man in my life, and if you think that you're going to be number one,
problem with that,
think again, bitch.
And I wasn't a dog person at the time.
My 15 cats will have my heart forever.
I was not a dog person at the time. I didn't have a dog. I didn't want to be around a dog. Like, I didn't want any of that. So I was like, nope. So
wow.
Those are my two
Well,
favorites.
dadgummit, those are pretty good.
Honestly, those are great ways to get out of dates, though. Like, we keep talking about how we're going to talk about how to get out of them. Like, if you're in a date and it's just going terribly and you know it's not going to work out, you know you're not going to want to see that person again, what do? Ricky is fine.
I'll leave.
With just leaving. Is honesty the best policy in that situation? What's your opinion on that?
My opinion, and I haven't been on a proper date in like 4 years, but...
Your boyfriend's slacking.
No, I'm saying like
I mean like a new date.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
I'm not calling
new
him
first
out.
Date.
I mean, like I haven't been on like a date where like someone picks you up and like and it's so romantic and with flowers and open doors. Like we don't do that because
Your boy's slacking.
I mean, I don't really want that either.
I mean, you've been in a relationship for years.
We've just been together. Like, we're not really like that. Like, we just go out and hang out. It's almost like friends, maybe. I don't know. Back to what I was saying.
He's watching this right now, like, oh, what the actual?
Really, he's not offended. Like, that's just how we are. Like, we're not trying to like woo each other like that and be romantic. Like, we're each other's best friends.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think if I am on a date and you don't like it, honesty is the best policy. And I hate the idea of ghosting people. I really do. Like, if you have a bad date and
it happens all the time though, because if you think about like all those people that like have Tinders and Bumbles and whatever, and they're talking to like 15 different people at once, and then you go on like a date Thursday and a date Friday. That's normal. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But let's say that the one on Thursday goes really well and the one on Friday doesn't. So you ghost the Friday guy and you just keep going out with the Thursday guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
he's probably doing the same thing. You
know?
I
guess.
Nothing wrong with it.
I think so.
Unless like one of the people thinks that the date goes really well. But to me, it's like I can't comprehend how like one person can be like, that was amazing. Oh my God, we're going to get married. And then the other person be like, that was so terrible. I never want to see that person again.
Men are like that from what I know. Like, I don't know what it is, but that's how they are. Like,
people have to be on the same page, like for at least some of it. No?
I have had it to where like I'm not vibing with someone. Like, I met this guy, we went out for like Chick-fil-A breakfast one night as a date.
That actually sounds amazing.
You would think. We went like on a date and I wasn't feeling it. Like, he was attractive and I thought he was interesting when we talked like in text, and then we get there in person and there's just like you were saying before, boring person, nothing to contribute, no opinions on anything, and they'd agree with everything you say.
That's the problem with dating people from social media. Like, you can look like a completely different person, character on paper, on
you can
the
say
internet.
all the right things online,
oh, yeah.
and then you meet them in person and they're like,
people can text all day, but to actually formulate words, have a conversation with somebody, it's a whole different ball game, and sometimes people can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem.
How much is it worse when you get onto like date 3 or 4 though? Like, you've gone out with a person a few times, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, this person's not. Like, you start to see the real them, because obviously date 1, I don't care who you are not getting that person.
No.
You are
you're not going to be 100% yourself, like your 100% authentic self on the first date. You're just not, because it's, some people don't have proper etiquette in general, but they try to have proper etiquette on the first date.
Also, you're very guarded. A lot of people tend to be really guarded.
Yep,
and
that's true.
It's all a facade. It's all, look at, this is the best me. I'm so nice. I'm a gentleman. I do this. I'm philanthropy, volunteer, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, even though I've only done it once.
Right.
Right.
And it's just
I
so
volunteered.
phony. It's
Well,
so
I
funny.
did last Sunday.
I learned from this guy. We went on a date. It's my most recent ex. Our first date, he was the one that talked about his ex all the time. And for some godforsaken reason, I went on a second date with him. And by the third date, I had realized that he was 2 years younger than me, but I didn't know before. And to me, that was a huge, like, no, like kind of a turnoff, because at the time, like, I was 19 and he was 17. And the thing is, he had pretty much lied to me. He never told me that he was that young. But by the time, we had already been on so many, like, dates. It wasn't the third, but we had already been on many dates.
Yeah.
And then he dropped the ball on me like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm 17. And I was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
But
I actually remember that.
But we still dated. And that was, when I look back on it, I'm like, where was I drunk the entire relationship? What was going on? Like, who was I? Like, I don't understand how that happened, because I never even, like, I look back on it and I'm like, I never even loved that guy, and I told him I loved him. Like,
that, everyone does that. I told some random dude I loved him when I was like 15, and I didn't even know what that was.
I think because you think that's what you're supposed to do, and you're like, oh, like, I guess we're in a relationship. I should probably say I love you, and
I mean, well,
maybe I should kiss you,
maybe.
and then there's no sparks or anything, and you're
when
like,
you're
what are we
that young,
doing?
you just have no idea what that is. But how do you even like learn, like, through experience, right? So,
oh yeah, if I had never
sense.
gone through all of those crazies, you would never appreciate like what you have.
Oh, definitely. I love the idea of how to get out of a date, to like have a friend like tag along, but in secret. Like, have a friend like in the corner at the same
That's
restaurant,
good.
and then you just text them like OMFG, 911, SOS, WTF, and then they just like run over there like, oh my God, Alyssa, is that you? Let me just, and pull up a seat and just, what are you guys doing? Like, oh, thank God you're here.
Like, do you want to come to my place? We're having a party soon. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hey,
or like you have like the fake phone call. There's actually apps that you can download to have a fake phone call or text sent to your phone from like a family member saying that there's like an emergency or something. Like if you download that app and you just say, oh no, my sister is calling me. My other sister's in labor.
And you can have a picture show up and it'll say like their name.
Oh yeah, it'll say like Sissy, like heart or something like that. And you're like, oh, my sister. Like you didn't tell me you have a sister. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Hello. Me and my friend Liz, we have like a code word. I can't even remember it now, but it's like strawberry or peanut butter.
It's obviously not a very good code word.
Obviously, yeah, we don't use it too often, but it's like strawberry. And so she was going on a Tinder date, and she gets in the car, and she was gone for like 5 minutes or something like that. And I texted her strawberry with a question mark just to know if everything's okay.
Yeah.
And he saw it, and he was like, "Why is she texting you strawberry?" And she was like,
just she needs to know if I bought any strawberries.
Yeah,
list.
like she.
I don't know,
because she never. I always want to know, like, hey, like, text me, like, when you get there, like, when you leave, stuff like that. And she had never.
That's smart.
Yeah, and she never texted me, so I was like, strawberry, and he was like, why do you have strawberry on there? What does strawberry mean?
I don't know, nothing. That is true that like code words though can kind of be picked up on pretty easily. Like if you just randomly say like light bulb, you know what I mean? It's just like, what is that? But those apps are pretty cool because you can literally just download them and then they get like a fake phone call or whatever to get you out. Or you can have a friend tag along or another couple tag along.
Oh, like a double date.
Like, oh, we're on a date too. Like, mind if we join you? And you're just like, please, like, join us, like, help. Or you could just say, no, like, I'd actually just, I want it to be just us. I'm trying to get to know him if it's going well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Everyone's on the same page.
Right.
Because that's courteous, smart, and, you got options.
Right.
Either it's going well and you say no, or it's not going well and you say yes, and then you're less comfortable, or you're more comfortable.
I have some fast questions that we can go through, and I'll ask, and we say if it's either appropriate or not appropriate.
Okay,
on a first date. Okay, sitting next to each other in a booth.
No.
No, okay, yeah, I think no too.
50-50.
That is so lame. No.
On a first date, I say no, but Brian and I like to sit next to each other in a booth a lot.
I thought it was about first dates.
Yes, it is about first dates.
Okay.
But I like to sit.
That is so lame. I just want to let you know, as somebody who's worked in the restaurant industry for a long time, like, we make fun of you.
Yeah, now that I think about it, you have to be across from each other.
You have to be across from each other.
I used to make fun of people too.
Unless you're in a setting where it's two couples, then like, one couple sits on one side of the booth and the other couple sits on the other side.
What if it's half booth, half chair, and you both want the booth, so then you sit next to each other?
Nope. No. Still lame. Yep.
That's
All right,
what we do.
Keep going.
Okay, next one. What are some off limits things to say on a first date?
Okay, we already talked about your exes.
Talking about your ex. I think politics, religion.
Politics, religion, personal hygiene.
If you believe in marriage. I know someone talked to me that they didn't believe in marriage, and I was instantly like, well, then why are we here?
Sports teams can get ugly.
Sports teams.
That's
kind of cool though, because let's say you like the same sports team, or if you don't, it's like friendly, like competition.
I've had a date where literally the girl's like, I'm an Avalanche fan, and I went, F you, I'm a Red Wings fan, and it got ugly fast.
Like, it depends on how passionate you are.
Or
crazy you are about these. Like, if someone on a first date said to me that they hate Demi Lovato, I mean, goodbye. Goodbye.
By the way, if you're listening, Mike.
Ricky informed me that Demi's lead guitarist was in here doing a show.
Demi's lead guitarist
was sitting in Lexi's chair.
I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, moving on.
Next question. I'm gonna start crying again.
How many drinks is too much on a first date?
2.
Yeah.
2?
Well, 2 is good. More than 2 is not.
Then you just look sloshy.
2's the limit.
Well, it also depends on how much of a lightweight you are too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you're one of those people that's like
also,
one and done.
If you can handle your alcohol and you even buy a third, it does kind of make you look a little trashy.
Or if it's going poorly and you need the alcohol to survive the date. Or another good way of getting out of a date is to try to scare them away. But that's kind of messed up.
But then you're making them pay for all your drinks and you're just...
That's true, and you're not going to see them again, yeah. Okay, so 2. That's the answer.
What is a key thing to ask or to talk about?
Whatever's important to you. Like if you're a family person and you need to be with somebody who has a good family also, you know what I mean? Or family is important to them. You ask about their family. Like, oh, so do you have any siblings? Like, just lighthearted questions like that. Not like, so do you hate your mom? You know what I mean? Like,
hate your mom?
Do you hate your mom?
I think
Just, do you have any siblings? Oh, awesome. How old are they? Like, do you get along with them?
that's a good
like,
one.
Favorite movie's a must for me.
Favorite movie? Mine
That's a
is
good one.
what is your occupation? Because I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
know.
Oh,
What
your
you do.
job is important. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you also don't want to seem like a gold digger.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
wasn't
mean?
thinking of it that way. I was just thinking if we have something in common. Like if,
Oh, yeah, okay.
if he's like, oh, I'm in the the marketing field, and I could be like, oh, that's kind of similar
great.
to me, or
Yeah.
something like that. So
What's your favorite campaign you ever did? Yeah.
right, yeah, it's kind of small talk like that.
Sure.
And then we talked about ghosting, but I was gonna ask, is ghosting okay? Is it ever okay to ghost somebody? And I think in my case with my creeper, it was probably okay to ghost. And then also food you shouldn't order. I put that down because
Messy foods.
I have this rule where and I haven't used it in a while, but like I've always had a rule of don't eat tacos, don't eat like a brisket sandwich or
Don't
hot
eat messy
wings.
stuff.
Yeah, don't eat messy
Like
stuff.
sloppy joes.
Yeah.
Oh, sloppy Joe.
Do you want to eat
terrible.
sloppy joes with me on a first date and you have like grease running down your arm?
Yeah.
And you're like,
I also don't like when girls like don't normally order salads, but they'll order a salad on a date. I hate when people do that.
And
like,
they're
just
trying
order
to
what
be-
you want. Like, you know, show
just
them
gonna
your
get a little
real
salad.
self. I'll just have a salad, but I'm gonna eat the fries off of your plate.
oh my god,
I hate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways,
So that's pretty much it. But for next time, we're gonna be talking about our pet peeves,
I'm so excited.
things that annoy us.
Things that really grind those gears.
Things that are just pretty much that everybody hates, but there's also some particular things that we nitpick that just really annoy us. That
Yeah.
like for instance, something that annoys me is whenever I'm in the right hand lane and I want to turn right, and someone's in front of me and they're going
And they're
straight.
not turning right. Oh, that grinds my gears.
Grind my gears.
So we're gonna pretty much just have a rant session next time, and next time you'll also be more than welcome to call in if you have any pet peeves that you want to discuss.
Or
But
leave
either
in
way,
the comments.
that's what's coming up on next week on the Millennial Monologues podcast. You can check us out on Facebook Live or on our website www.themillennialmonologues.com or YouTube, Castbox, or SoundCloud. We'll see you next time.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you.